What? Good morning.
Happy New Year. Happy 2021, everyone.
2021. Can't believe it.
Yes.
Finally. How was your break, Jim?
It was nice. It was nice. How about yours?
It was fantastic. Definitely different.
Yes.
Very different, but different in a good way too. New memories. So we made it work.
I said in some ways it felt a little rushed, let's say, but at the same time, it wasn't as, I want to say busy, let's say, in some ways. So I could actually maybe enjoy a little more and
Right.
still somehow made it work.
Yes.
So did you, I think before we get started on our book for today for the Energy Bus, I was going to ask you, Becky, what did you do to feel less overbooked over the holiday break?
Wow. Like I haven't even thought about this question yet today. Usually we talk about it a little bit, but it's been like a whirlwind getting back to the grind, right?
Yes.
Actually, I usually sleep a lot. I was surprised I did not sleep as much. But my husband's family is very, very into board games. And usually I do not partake. But I played a board game a day with his family over the holiday. So it was fun. We
Nice.
played, I don't know if you know Settlers of Catan, but we played that game and Acquire. So they do a lot of strategy games, which sometimes I like to just turn my brain off. So what about
Okay.
you? What did you do to feel less overbooked?
Less overbooked. Let's say over the holidays, I would say I kind of took a break. Like I said, I, excuse me, I did a little bit of reading over the holidays.
Mhm.
Did some reading. I did some, just spend a little more time outside and kind of do things to kind of just, I want to say that rest my brain a little bit, spend time with my dogs, spend a little time with my mom over the break, spend
Nice.
my wife over the break, my stepsons.
All
and
those important people, right?
Absolutely. And I said it just, it was nice. It was nice. And just coming back again, it's like all of a sudden the long list of things that need to get done and accomplished, but kind of getting into that mindset like January 1st, I was back at walking 30 minutes or more a day again, back to doing a morning, not morning, but more now it's been an evening workout. So I've been doing that at work when I go home and just trying to just start kind of taking up now some of the lessons and the rules in this energy bus and trying to apply more of them into practice. So
yeah, I think it's really important. I mean, I don't know about you, but like everyone talks about, well, what's your New Year's resolution? What's this? But I don't really, I mean, it's not that don't set resolutions or I don't set goals. I definitely set goals, obviously, you know me. But like I try to make it authentic. Like we shouldn't just be setting a goal on January 1st because it's the new year and we're starting fresh. Like, it should be something that's built in and authentic. And, a part of me is just this morning in my workout, the instructor said, like, be gentle with yourself. And I was like, just that one phrase, like be gentle, really stuck with me. And I think this year, as I reflected back on last year and like moving into this year, it's all about like being simple. And that's hard for me sometimes. And like
yes.
being gentle with myself, understanding like there's going to be ups and downs, clearly, but I think that's important. So for those of you who set New Year's resolutions, wonderful. We hope you stick to them, but also keep in mind, like be gentle, be simple with yourself and practice some grace, which I know you and I, Jim, have talked about on this before as well.
Like, what are you trying to do this year or like just as an overall, let's say, making some choices, like for me, like making some choices, this is what I'm set out to do. And it's no too big or no too small, let's say. It's like, make it personal for ourselves. And what can we do? Like I always say, keep moving forward. So.
Yeah, for sure. So speaking of that, moving forward, what did you think about the energy bus part? We only have one more week left.
I know.
The book reads so fast. It's amazing.
I
Um,
absolutely love this book. I
yeah,
love this book. I love this book. So I think we started talking about right away about fueling our ride with positive energy. So, like I said, we did talk about that. I think we started talking a little bit about that last time we were together.
yep.
But just moving ahead, like even the very beginning for me, taking that gratitude walk. So
Hmm.
taking a walk, like just that, taking that little bit of time every day. So I've been good with that for the first 4 days in January already this year. So
Yeah.
it's been some time even over the holiday break. So, and just to kind of just put in perspective, just some, taking that step, that leap forward and just kind of keep going in that. So I
Yeah.
that part.
The gratitude walk, I've been really trying over quarantine when everything was shut down. I did such a great job of like doing a journal, pick 5 things I'm thankful for. Like I had the time. And
Yes,
now that we're back to the grinds, I'm like rushed with it. But I will tell
yes,
you, and you might say I'm being a little hypocritical, maybe I am a little, but it's not a resolution, but I would like to, what I'm trying to do is every day end my day with one thing of gratitude. And what I thought about was how cool would it be? And I know people do this on Facebook and everything, but I'm taking like a picture a day that resembles my day,
mhm,
and something that I'm thankful for. And then in my journal, I write down like this picture for this. So like the other day when we got the snow, I was like snowfall, like, and I had a picture of the snow. So that at the end of the year, I'll have 365 pictures of things I'm thankful for. I've seen that done too, Jim, with like, and I think this is super cute. So if you get this idea for your spouse here, don't tell them you got it from this. But
okay.
the appreciation journals for your spouse or your friends or your family member, like every day without them knowing, and I can't remember what author I got this from, for like the year. Write down one thing you appreciate about them from that day, like little things. Like it could be, you kissed me goodnight or you called me out of the blue. I don't know. But then at the end of the year, you give them as a gift this 365 reasons I appreciate you. And I tried it real hard before our wedding. Like I was like, oh, I can do it. And I'm not very good at sticking to those kinds of things. I'm working on it. But I think it's the same idea, like the gratitude walk, the appreciation journal, all of those things are
Yes.
really important. And it goes to the quote that you pointed out, right, on page 62
Mhm.
about from Abe Lincoln.
Yes.
I'm not bound to win. I am bound to be true. I'm not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to the light that I have.
Yeah.
Comments on that, Jim, because I know
You know
you
what?
brought it up.
I brought it up because, like I said, I read that quote and I'm like, I definitely never feel like I'm a winner, but I'm like, it's just kind of like I'm always trying to continue to improve myself. And like I said, but I'm bound to be true. I would rather be myself and who I want to be and love or accept me or not. That's okay. And so I'm bound to live up to the light that I have. So there's a purpose why I'm here. And for that purpose, this is what the light I'm going to have. And what impact am I going to have down the road for someone else or for myself, let's say. So it was such a great quote that just to help continue to build the motivation. So, and I was going to say, and unfortunately, sometimes no matter how much energy and positivity we have, sometimes we still get the ones that are consistently negative, kind of like putting that little leak in our gas tank, let's say. So
Yeah.
we are
Oh, I like
like,
what you did there, Jim. I like what you did there.
thank you. Thank you. It's kind of like that little like so if we're starting to leak, gas out, it's like slowly draining us.
Yes.
Eventually it's not going to be a quick, but eventually it's going to continue to drain us. So, and when that happens, then you feel like defeated, you feel left down. So then of course, I don't know why, and I was even thinking about it last night and this morning, but they're in the book, then it brings up then about the comparison of Rocky. So which
Yeah.
like my all-time favorite movie. So Joy says life is always going to knock you down. The important thing is that you get back up.
Yep.
So get back up and you know what? Just continue to get back up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. For me, rule number 5 speaks So true. And I have to keep remembering it about like, don't waste your energy on those who don't get on your bus. I
Yes.
think it's human that we focus more of our attention, more of our energy on those people that tend to, you know, make us run on empty,
Mhm.
or, because we want, I don't know, I'm sure you're the same way, but I'm a people pleaser. I really am. Like
Yes.
it's hard to not think about those people.
Mhm.
But I am learning more and more that it's so important not to waste my energy on them. They have that 20% rule where, it's like the first follower and people will
Yes.
eventually join in. I strongly believe that you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if you're leading a team or you are part of a committee or a group and there's someone that's negative on there, you're only as strong as that person is. So like
Mhm.
for me, I've always been taught, maybe it's the athlete in me, like you have to pull them along. It's just how do you do that?
Yeah.
And not let it affect you.
Yep.
So that's, as I continue, to work with leadership and myself continue to grow as a leader, it's always something that I struggle with. But I think I'm glad that they put that as a rule. And I think that's really important. It goes with that resilience, the bouncing back. And
Mhm.
um, I think I shared with you, but my mom shared a YouTube, she's a school teacher as well, a YouTube clip of a school teacher that did a lesson on resilience with her elementary students. And it's those little dolls that you hit down and they bounce back up and whatever. And the kids each had one. And it was sort of like, I'm giving you 10 minutes. I want you to try to get this doll to stay down. And they couldn't do it. And then the teacher brought them back to the class and had that conversation of, what is resilience and how does this doll show that? And I was like, Mom, I talked to my brother about it too. Like, this is really cool. How do we simulate that without, like, we can't buy a doll for everyone, but like, it would be really cool to do with classes or maybe a balloon. You take the balloon down and it comes back.
Yep.
I don't know. But then
I like that idea.
you talk about how are you resilient? Like, how do you build that with one another? And I'm excited because those are what like the last two books in our book series are focusing on, right? Like,
Yes.
so our next book, which is coming up with Reignite the Flames by Mandy Froelich. So I'm really excited about that, talking about teacher self-care, burnout. Like, how do you, when you're feeling down, like, how do you really reignite the flames? And then our last one by Brene Brown with Rising Strong talks about when you get knocked down, how do you get back up? So I'm excited to continue with our
Mhm.
positive energy. We first, you know, did the why, found our why. We figured out how do we continue with that why and live through that why with our positive energy. But we get to that time of year and I mean, it's inevitable. Sometimes the burnout happens. So how do we reignite
Yes.
those flames? And then how do we rise strong? Right. So I'm excited to
Absolutely.
continue this book journey.
I love those comparisons and like the way we're going, Becky, and we just keep moving forward. So thank you. It was great to see, great working with you again today. It was great talking about the energy bus. I wish all of you a very healthy, happy, and keep moving forward new year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Keep moving forward. All right. We'll see
great.
you all next Tuesday.
All
So
right.
have a
See
great
ya.
week.
All right. Take care.